Okay, it looks like a New York taxi.
That is. It's a long way from New York.
Yeah,
Called Crown Vic. And something I'm a bit more familiar with, Mark V Cortina.
nice.
Well, they're certainly queuing up to get in bright and early.
Certainly smell all these petrol. Well, Kev,
Yeah.
I have absolutely no idea where we are today.
What's blue, oval, with 4 letters? Ford! we're back at TC Harrison for their Ford show. So back on the old stomping ground. So what have we got today, Alan? We've got classic Fords, we've got modified Fords, performance Fords. We've got Fords!
In fact, we've been told that this show today is much bigger than last year.
Yeah.
So I think what we're going to do, we're going to have a walk around and see what we can see.
See what we can see. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what's here.
Let's go. Ooh.
Tell us a bit about the show, Mark, because this is the second year you've held it.
Yes.
So,
I suppose year one, celebrating our 90th year, which obviously was inaugural. I think a few of the guys have asked for a show for years now, and we finally gave in last year. A lot of hard work and everything else, and we had some great feedback on the day. I even had some handwritten notes from people saying thank you, and obviously it went well. And I think we've just tried to learn from where we could improve it, really. So I think we've got bacon sandwiches this year, which will keep them fed. But otherwise, yeah, I just hope weather's good. Could do with a couple more degrees, sunshine. But I notice we're braving the weather, aren't we, in t-shirts? So got to be done. So yeah, enjoy.
thank you very much.
You're
Have a
very
good
welcome.
day. This is an MSRT. So this is a company. They also do the Transit Custom. The MSRT. I don't think we're going to get over the hedge very easily. There we go.
Yeah, that's a Ranger.
That is. I don't think they've got a Raptor out here. But these are very smart, these MSRTs. Got the
Yeah, this is a beast.
the
Isn't it?
racing wheels.
I like that.
Very nice.
Yeah, they're all still piling in. We're here early.
We are.
They're all trying to park up somewhere.
Well, they're waiting. They're photographing the cars in front of the Ford sign. In fact, there's a good shot right there for you, Alan, in front of the Ford sign. We've got old and new together.
Be nice if you could outside.
There you go. You're on the move.
Decisions. What would you rather have, Alan? A Focus RS or a Mark 1S?
Practicality, I'd have the RS. There'd be nothing like driving one of them. Depends if they have the Mark 1S.
Alan, can I ask you a personal question?
You certainly can.
How much money have you got in your pocket? Do you have £1,634? Because I think you would want to take this car home with you.
Do you know something? I could buy that on a whim. Absolutely.
That must have been the original price back in the day.
Yeah, that's obviously not the price it is today.
No, we can multiply that by quite a few thousand today. This is a Ford Cortina Mark III GXL.
This is the car I used to own. Black vinyl sunroof. I used to call it "Where's the dash gone?"
Yes.
The old wedge.
I'm not a fan of those dashboards. The later Cortina Mark III had a different dash in it, which I prefer, but those ones are, quite a design.
Yeah, although mine wasn't automatic, it was a manual.
Well, the colour scheme on this is pretty much the car they had in Life on Mars, the TV show back in the mid-2000s.
Oh, this is sparkling. There's a lot of love gone into this car.
I think the phrase concourse springs to mind on that. It's pretty spotless, isn't it?
You know what? Just this one car here has made my day. And I think I can honestly say this may be my pick of the day.
Yes, I've got a feeling it might be. I think we'll have trouble topping this one.
Or I want to take it home with the keys in the ignition.
No, I hope they're not.
Right.
So what else have we got? What's this next to it? This is a Ford Pop or an Anglia, isn't it? This is the sit up and beg, as they called it. Oh, it's a Popular. It is a Pop. Yeah, Ford Popular. That is amazing. And it does say for sale in the rear window. 1957. Wow. Just have a look how simple that is inside there.
Oh yeah.
Think of today's cars with screens and gauges and God knows whatever. You haven't got a lot going on in there, have you?
No, it's not even really a dashboard. We call it a dashboard, it's like a firewall with a few gauges slapped in it.
Now I have to say, fantastic to see an Escort Mark II Mexico. There's a lot of Mark 1s around, but we don't see so many Mark 2s. And underneath there, we can get the shot of the mirror.
I'm not sure we can, but
We can see all the way, if it's not showing up on the screen, we can actually see all the way right through to the front of the car with that mirror.
yeah, it's all. If you can't see it, it's all painted yellow underneath. All the axles been painted black.
It's absolutely immaculate. Again, the vinyl roof.
There have been vinyl roofs were the in thing back then.
They were. They were so common and then kind of vanished overnight, really, didn't they? I think with the arrival of the Mark III Escort, we lost the vinyl roof. I don't remember seeing a Mark III with a vinyl roof. And not surprisingly, it's the same story under the bonnet. Absolutely immaculate.
Very nice.
Immaculate.
They're
They're the pepper pots, and they are immaculate, aren't they? They were the iconic feature of the XR2, really distinguished it from all the other Fiestas.
That's all right there, isn't it? You're welcome. Goes back to my youth. I always wanted one of these when I was that, but I could never afford one. So
Absolutely gleaming, and black's not an easy colour to keep clean, is it?
No, it's not.
that's all right.
Look at the seats, it's absolutely immaculate. It's got the headrest pads in that one as well. I mean, even the radios now, they're a thing of the past, aren't they? Now you just have everything on a screen in a car, but you've actually got a radio with numbers and dials, and it's quite interesting.
It's nice to see a proper radio.
Yeah.
Now they're just multimedia. entertainment centres.
So I can see alongside here, TC Harrison have placed a couple of new vehicles. So we've got the Mustang Mach-E.
Kevin.
Oh, and there's two familiar faces on the screen behind.
I just want to point out here, but me and Kevin are actually on the screen here in the showroom.
Yeah, that's deja vu. That was a year ago.
That was last year when we had our last show. We'll see you all on YouTube. So see you next time.
Brilliant. That's cool to see that again on the big screen.
I did speak to one of the people who work in the parts department last year because they played this video quite a bit, and he goes, "Yeah, I'm getting tired of hearing your two voices."
Oh no! Brilliant. Yeah, this is the nuts, isn't it? This is the one. This is the kit. Yeah.
Now that looks well tasty.
That is nice.
5 litre.
Do you know what? I'm going to sit in it.
How does it feel? They look nice seats.
That feels very nice. Yeah, I could get used to this.
They're kind of light, but you don't want to get out.
It's amazing. Very nice. Lovely car that is. And really, in today's market, that's a lot of car for your money because they're not really that expensive, not compared to other manufacturers. That's a really nice piece of kit, that car. Yeah.
This one's got your name on it.
I think we've just found my car. It's not mine really, but yeah, this is beautiful. This is a Ford Focus Mark II RS, and this is my favourite colour, ultimate green. So they only made these in green, blue or white. Do you want to guess how it got its name ultimate green? Well, at the time, BP, the petrol company, British Petroleum, was sponsoring the Ford Focus World Rally cars, and they had a fuel that was called BP Ultimate. They probably still have it today, I'm not sure. So because of the connection, BP Green and the BP Ultimate fuel, they named this Ultimate Green.
That's good to know.
So lovely pearlescent paint. I hope it's coming through on screen, but under these showroom lights we're really getting the gold shining through here, Alan, aren't we?
Oh, you can definitely see it in here.
And check out those seats with the green bolsters. That is... Yeah, I think it's safe to say the Mark II Focus RS is my favourite. It's probably the lairiest one. It's got the real sort of big body kit on it. The ones that followed were a bit more subtle, but this is the one that I remember the best and I like the best. Makes you feel like you're sitting in a special place, which you are. Great car. Right, so we've just ran into Cliff, who actually works at TC Harrison, but he's brought his Ford Mustang along, which is just behind us. So, without me waffling on about it, Cliff, tell us all about your car, please.
Yeah, it's a 1999 Ford Mustang, the GT model. It's got the 4.6 V8, 5-speed manual. It's one owner from new when I purchased it, with 50,000 miles on the clock. It's just had all new upgraded suspension on it, the chrome wheels. It's as it is, it's an original car, which hasn't been painted or looked about with yet.
So where did it start its life, Cliff? Whereabouts did they import that from?
It came from Arizona.
Arizona?
Yeah, and the chap lived out there for a few years, moved back to this country and brought the car over with him.
So I know you're a fan of your classic Fords because you've owned a few. You had a 60s Mustang, I believe, didn't you?
Yes, I did. I had a 62, I had a 65. Yeah, I've had a few over the years.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So,
So we'll have a look around this. You mentioned the wheels. We're going to have a bit of a closer look at the wheels, I think, Alan, aren't we? Because you commented on,
Oh, yeah,
on how cool they were.
They're very nice.
And you've got the Mustang centre caps on them. Beautiful. And yeah, nice to see a manual transmission. The Escort RS2000, this is probably the most iconic Mark II Escort with the droop nose and the twin headlamps. They didn't revive the RS2000 name until the Mark V Escort, and by happy coincidence, if we sweep the camera around, we've got the Mark V Escort RS2000. So the Mark V wasn't that popular with Ford fans. It wasn't very well received when it was launched, but the RS2000 is a different thing altogether. The wheels on these alone really set the car off. This particular example is, don't want to sound ironic, but it is showroom condition, Alan, isn't it? So it's in the right place. Get around the front here, we've even got the original mirror hanger that it would have had in the showroom back in the day, Escort RS2000, and we've got the original brochure on the dashboard, and it says the champ is back. So Ford were very much playing on the heritage of the Mark II RS2000 when they launched this. They also reintroduced the XR3i badge on this particular model. It was sort of a shadow of the former RS models and XR models to that extent. And this is the RS500 Cosworth. So it's actually got the double spoiler on the back. That's how you identify an RS500.
It's been the Mark 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
Incredibly quick.
Very, very quick. This one's got uprated wheels, low profile tyres. But yeah, the RS500 had the extra stripe and the extra spoiler and some other tweaks as well, because they only made 500 of this particular one. Hence the name.
These were the days they didn't have immobilisers.
No.
Arms fitted to your car, isn't
So
it?
you had to fit them yourself. Get a Vector or a Toad, as it says there.
Did you get this off the hardware? This was hardest car. The blue one? Yeah.
Well, it's certainly shaping up nicely in the showroom. Shall we have a wander outside and see what's arrived, Alan?
Yep. Sounds like it belonged to someone.
So what have we got here, Alan?
Ford Orion.
Ford Orion. Very much maligned Ford. It's often overlooked by the Escort. You don't tend to see many Orions at shows, do you?
Not anymore.
Well, this one actually belongs to Will, who is one of the organisers. We saw him on the way in, and this is his son's car next door, which is a Ford Escort Gear. But it's certainly had some work done to this. It's got different seats inside it. Still running on the steel wheels, which is nice to see. And then an iconic XR3i Mark IV.
It's been many years since we've seen these CVH engines.
Yeah, it's a nice engine, that, isn't it?
They weren't bad, actually.
This was the era, I love it, where they used to shout about it. EFI, electronic fuel injection. It was the sort of technology of the day, wasn't it? It was the in thing.
I'm just noticing the fuse box, all nice and
Yeah,
clear cover on it.
it is. And a genuine Motorcraft battery.
Oh, you're live, eh?
We're live, yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hello, you're Malcolm, aren't you?
Yeah.
Malcolm, I'm Kevin. We're just filming for YouTube. Nice to meet you. Tell us all about your Escort, please.
Whoa! What do you want to know about it?
Well, how long have you owned it?
11 years.
11 years.
Yeah,
Okay, and it's a Mark IV XR3i.
yeah.
What colour is this?
Mercury grey.
Mercury grey, yeah, iconic colour. And how many miles has this example done?
Just under 85.
85,000, so that's very low mileage, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fantastic. And I like to see you've got these lattice wheels.
Yeah, they're original.
So these were on the kind of, this is a H, isn't it, 1990,
Yeah.
so they sort of put these on the last ones, I believe,
Yeah,
didn't
that's
they?
it, yeah.
So I always preferred these wheels. I think these really set it off. They're kind of smaller version of the Sierra Cosworth wheels, aren't they?
Yeah, these are 14 inch
14 inch.
with a Cosworth for 15.
Yes.
Yeah. Apart from that, they're the same style. Yeah.
And also, nice little detail on these later XR3i's, they actually went to a colour-coded rear spoiler, which always looked a lot better
No,
than the
not
black
all of
ones.
them.
Not all of them. Was it an option?
My mate has got one. His is red, and he's got the black
Still
spoiler.
got the black spoiler on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So how did that work? Was it?
I don't know.
No. So there's a YouTube question. How come some have got a colour-coded spoiler? Was it an option? Was it just a change in production? I don't know. Hopefully someone will know.
Yeah.
This is Rachel's car. Rachel that we saw on the way in, who's helping today, one of the organisers. Millennium Puma. So they made a Ford K8 Millennium, they made a Ford Focus Millennium, and they made a Ford Puma Millennium. And these are very rare now. Very rare to see one of these. And this is immaculate. She's done a lot of work on this car. And I love the little Millennium Products centre hubcaps. So the Puma it was a really nice little car, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, a lot of people who own these cars, they love them. They hold the road ever so well.
They do.
And the headlights are very, very eye-catching.
So when I started working here, I used to work at TC Harrison's, of course. When I started working here, these were one of the first vehicles that I actually dealt with, because they launched these the back end of 1999, the Millennium cars, and I remember when the first ones came in.
Well, we've got a 14 coming past.
So I believe this exact Escort we're looking at here, we saw a couple of weeks ago at the Stamford show. Do you remember looking at that? So I remember the RS badge on the front of the grille there.
I'll be honest with you, there was that many cars, I don't remember now. Oh, this has got the twin.
Yeah, it's had
Whale.
it's had an extra
thing.
spoiler fitted. That wasn't a feature on these RS. This has had a few modifications, hasn't it?
I believe they called that the whale thing.
Whale tail, yeah. Yeah, you can see that was from the Escort Cosworth, the later Escort.
Capri.
This is my kind of car. This is a Ford Capri 280, also known as the Brooklands, because they only made it in Brooklands green, and it was the run-out model of the Capri back in '86.
Check them wheels out.
Yeah, they would have been very big wheels back in the day. I think they're 15 inch.
Always nice to see a Capri.
Fantastic, yeah. I love the Mark III Capri. It's my favourite out of all of them.
said to everyone, I'm going to get
Then we've got a Mark V Escort. That may be an XR3i or it could be another RS 2000. It's got the Recaro seats. And a Mark II Escort.
You look at that engine in there. I don't know if that's 1100 or a 1300. Probably a 1300. I think.
Yeah.
Could be 16.
It's very simple, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's actually, I can see on the window there, it's an 1100, so that's an Escort 1100. Right, we've just found this Ford Escort Mark III XR3, and I have to emphasise it's an XR3, it's not an XR3i. This is one of the early carburettor models, but we're very interested to try and learn the history of this car. It belongs to a gentleman called Ian, and he's not really sure of the history. It's got an Essex registration plate. We're wondering, was this a Ford press car? Because it is really dressed up with every extra that you can imagine. It's sunburst red, it's got the headlamp wash, it's got the fog lamps and the spotlights, it's got tinted glass, it's got the sunroof, it's got the head restraint pads, rear seat belts, you name it, and the opening quarter light windows. So it does seem to have every optional extra available on it, which is quite a rarity. We know that 64 sunburst red XR3s were lined up in Bridgend car park, the Ford factory, and they did a lovely aerial shot of them spelling out XR3. We also know that 340 sunburst red XR3s were lined up on the M4 motorway on the 21st of November 1980. This wasn't one of those cars, we know that by the registration number, but we're very keen if anybody out there knows, was this VPU 20W, was it a Ford press car? Because we've got a feeling it would be with all of those extras. But fantastic to see, such an interesting car, and I'm a big fan of the XR3, not the I. The I came later, in 1982. This was never intended to kind of set the world alight, it was just supposed to be a sporty Escort, but once they tweaked it and it sort of transformed into the I, it became a very, very iconic Ford car. Well, I've got to mention this car again. We did see it last year and we did briefly talk about it at the Stamford show, but what a phenomenal Mark IV Cortina. Very rare to see a Mark IV Cortina these days, isn't it?
It is, and this is the one that's hardly got any miles on it.
14,000 miles from new, and it was purchased from TC Harrison or Peterborough Motors as they were at the time. And it's a 2-litre gear, Jupiter red. It's interesting when you look back as far as 1979, the age of this car, you think this is a gear, top of the range. However, no sunroof, no passenger door mirror. They're quite a sort of, not a basic spec, but they didn't have so much standard equipment as the Mark V. When they introduced the Mark V, or the Cortina 1980 as it was officially called, you got the larger rear lamps and the wraparound front headlights, and then on the gear they did start giving you things like a sunroof as standard, but not on the Mark IV. So it was still, although it was luxurious, you didn't have as much standard equipment as you kind of got on the later models. But I've said it before about this car, and I will just reiterate the point, this has never been restored, so it hasn't been resprayed or bare metal restoration, it's as it left the factory, and I think that's what's...
It's probably the best kept Mark IV in the country.
I think it is. I don't think there's a better one out there, so there's, again, my challenge to YouTube, find a better Mark IV Cortina. And this is the Mark I Ford Escort RS2000. So we've actually, today at this show, we've seen all the generations of the RS2000. We've seen the Mark I here, the Mark II in the showroom, and the Mark V.
Excel estate.
And that's Daytona yellow. What do you think, Alan?
I wouldn't have a clue what colour it is, but it's yellow.
It's lovely though, isn't it? Vinyl roof as well on an estate.
They do.
Yeah, I'm digging it.
You did the right thing. I went round it.
I don't remember they were there.
That's not saying no one was coming.
So this show is obviously all about Fords, but we've got a great variety of Fords. We've got classics, we've got modified, we've got performance, everything you can think of.
It's one of these focuses with the metal flake paintwork.
Nitrous blue, lovely colour, isn't it?
It's sparkling.
That was the colour to have really on that Focus RS, launched in 2016. I remember the first ones rolling in here of the Transporter. Yeah, very nice car. A lot of work goes into some of these cars, as you can see.
Imagine that Ford badge lights up.
Yeah.
We can tell at the moment.
Reminiscent of the badges on the Ford Rangers we were looking at, isn't it? Big Ford lettering. Saw this one last year. This is due to pick up. It's a hot rod. It's really cool, isn't it? Great finish on it. Love the finish.
Oh yeah, they've got no pub. Free valve technology.
I think that, fair to say, that gets down the road quite quickly.
Alright mate,
It's electronic solenoids on the top of the valves.
V8.
A mini version of it would be very good.
I do think this looks pretty cool.
That does, yes.
I don't know exactly what it is.
It's a Ford Popular. It's definitely modified, lowered. This belongs to the same gentleman that owns the pickup. He actually built that pickup. And he spent a lot of time on this. And I believe he says this blue is actually an Alfa Romeo colour.
It's a 9-speed auto.
So he painted it.
Very eye-catching, I like it.
It is.
I
love the what do you call these, Alan? I'm messing my words up. Is it a sunshade?
Well, yeah, you can say that.
The period sort of riser. Yeah, very period, but very cool.
Engagement for something else, so when you change gear, it's seamless.
Well, there's different going the top
That's where the auto comes.
Yeah.
If you want it manual, it does the same thing. You put it in manual, these clutches just move like that. And yeah, it's nuts. I think I don't know how the manual side of it works, but yeah, it's got it's so complicated.
A few different bits and pieces rolling in. Turbo, and that's got original TC Harrison number plates on that. That's Mercury grey. Sounds nice, doesn't it? Oh, and then we've got a familiar car in front of us here. Anyone who saw our video last year will remember Matt with the Escort Eclipse, because this was, one of these was my first car, so I love this. Morning sir, how are you?
Kevin.
Are you alright?
Nice to see you.
And
nice.
you, good to see you.
How are you doing, Alan?
Cool.
Nice to see you.
Yeah,
You're in the
all
queue
right?
for the photo shoot,
Yeah,
apparently.
there's a bit of a backlog for the photos. Are you alright? Yeah, don't blame you. Car's looking good. We'll catch up with you later, yeah?
When we're going to park, I don't know.
Alright, have a good day.
Yes, we'll see you around.
Take
Thank
care.
you very much.
spotted a Cosworth.
Exactly. I was going to say the old red top Cosworth. So this has got a little plaque telling us that this one's got 510 brake horsepower. So it's fair to say this does not hang around.
These cars were just absolutely nuts anyway when they were made.
Well, in standard form, they were Larry enough, weren't they? But yeah, this has got some uprated wolf race wheels, I think they are. And I dare say that's had a good few performance tweaks done to it. Now this was always one of my favourite cars. This was the Ford Fiesta Z-Tech S, Imperial Blue, also known as Ford Racing Blue. And this sort of really relaunched the sporty Fiesta, and these were launched around 1999-2000. But the look of these, they just look so nice, and great to see an unmolested one. This is basically factory spec. I remember I drove one of these down to Essex from here when I worked here. Great car to drive, absolutely great. I actually wish I had one of these now. Really cool car. And then great to see this, an Escort RS2000. We did look what am I saying? What's up?
I'm just noticing it. This hasn't got the twin headlights.
This is not. I'm thinking this was a Mexico, but it actually says RS2000 on it, so I'm absolutely baffled what it actually is. Something strange is happening here, isn't it? Because no RS2000, to my knowledge, left the factory without the droop nose.
Never know, do you? Someone could just put stickers on it.
They could have, yeah.
I mean, it's yellow. That's a plus.
It's a good colour.
It's the right colour,
but I got confused. I thought this was a Mexico. We looked at the Mexico in the showroom, and I thought, oh great, another Mexico.
It's got an RS steering wheel.
It does. But we won't knock it, because this is the great thing about these shows. You do see some unusual cars, and this is definitely unusual. The sun is coming out now, so apologies if I'm standing and my shadow is over all of these cars as we're filming them. I'll try and keep out of the way so you can see them all properly. Yeah. So this, we were looking in the showroom at the RS500 Cosworth. This is just the straightforward Sierra RS Cosworth, because it's only got the one whale tail spoiler on the back. The RS500 had another little spoiler on the boot lid underneath it. But I've said it before and I'll say it again, for me, car of the year 1986, there was nothing that touched this when this was launched. The absolute, beautiful car. And can I just say something that will amuse you? Turn around, Alan. Look who we've got here.
Hello.
It's Vivian Hughes.
How you doing?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good,
Kevin, how are
Hi,
you?
Vivian, how are you?
Good, nice
Great to see you.
Yeah.
And now, I mentioned on the way, as we were travelling up, I said Vivian Hughes' message to say he'll be here today. And my question to Alan was, will he be in the public car park, or is he showing the Mondeo? And I'm pleased to see that you're showing the Mondeo.
Yeah.
Yes.
We didn't realise we were going to show it. And,
Brilliant.
They said, would you like a photograph?
Oh yes, you've got to do it, Vivian.
Glad I gave it a bit of a wash.
Well, you want to get your coffee out, because there's quite a queue.
Yeah.
It's been like this since like 8 o'clock this
That's it,
morning.
seriously. Did you get good footage?
We've got some so far, yeah. Thank you.
Lovely.
Well, we'll catch up with you later.
See you later. Enjoy the day.
Cheers, man.
See ya.
is my favourite Mark III Ford Escort, and this is a Ford Escort RS 1600i. This one's in diamond white. They launched these in 1982, and they were built basically because Ford wanted to compete with the Escort Mark III in motorsport. So for homologation rules, they had to build a production car before they could compete in competition, and this was the car. And these were so much more purposeful than an XR3 back in the day. But yeah, I love everything about these cars. I love the look of them, the graphics. They just really were the package. And a step above the XR3i, you've got these extra spoilers that they fitted to the RS 1600i. So you've got that deep front spoiler there, and all these RS parts. Lovely car. So we've got a Mark II Capri here, Alan. Mark II 3-litre S. Oh yeah, the fantastic stripy seats. Now anybody who owns a Capri or wants to restore one will know that interior trim parts for these are very, very difficult to get hold of. So to see a set of these stripy seats.
And it wasn't the S models that had the stripes?
They had the stripy seats inside, yeah. And this shape of Capri, the Mark II, always reminds me of the TV series Minder, because of course the opening credits, you'd all see one of these driving in.
Just leaving.
But that's certainly needs some paintwork, but I guess the owners decided to leave it original. I guess that's the original paint. This looks to be quite a purposeful Ford Anglia I've got here.
Deluxe.
It's a deluxe roof as well. Unusual colour scheme.
We've got a roll cage.
Full roll cage. Harness seats. So I reckon that's got something a bit purposeful under the bonnet, don't you? Wow, what a treat today. So we've got a Ford V8 Pilot, so Fords of all ages.
It's a big old beast.
That is.
Yeah. Yeah, well, he's obviously got solar lights and
Running boards. A lovely little V8 motif on the filler cap.
Tony's V8.
I'm guessing Tony owns that one, but he should be proud of it because it's a lovely car, that.
I'm digging the hubcap,
Yeah.
the chrome one.
That is lovely.
I'm going to get you a picture taken in
Do a
that.
photo here, we've got to get one done, haven't we? Now, Alan's going to enjoy this one, I think.
Oh, yes, indeedy.
Ford Gran Torino. So, some of you might recognise the name Gran Torino if I said
It was a movie, wasn't it?
Starsky and Hutch had a Ford Gran Torino, the red one with the white stripe. Vinyl roof again. We can see a lot of vinyl roofs today, aren't we?
I've been playing for all year.
Green seats.
Been playing for all zone.
I think it was Clint Eastwood.
Oh, right.
Clint Eastwood in the movie Gran Torino.
What do you think then? Which would you prefer, Alan? The Ranchero or the Gran Torino?
On the Torino.
Oh, the Torino. You're not going with the practicality of the pickup truck. So we've got an F250. Oh, you've got to love these American terminology, aren't they? Super Duty. Fantastic. It's fair to say that the chap in the back's probably been sitting in there a while.
is this actual car in Times Square.
Ah, there we go. So the gentleman's just told us the photo on the roof there is this actual car.
Oh, cool.
In Times Square, New
That's in
York.
Times Square in 2012.
When I look at these, I think of Lincoln.
The Lincoln Town car is on the same chassis.
Is it?
This is 6 inches longer than the police car. Because obviously they look after their rear passengers.
So it's a
police
longer
car.
wheelbase,
It's a
yeah.
long wheelbase. But it's a Crown Victoria.
Crown Victoria, yeah. And I see that fella, your passenger's been in there a little while, I see. A
He
long
won't
trip.
pay. He won't pay.
So, did you import this yourself, or was it already imported?
I was in the process of importing one and found this one already here for the same price, plus what I would have had to pay for importing. So it was a.
So you bought
all
this
I've
one?
done is put the correct stickers on and put the correct equipment on there.
Fantastic.
So I've got the working taximeter, I've got a monitor in the back, credit card reader. It's as it was when it was in service now.
Brilliant. And what year is this one?
This is the last year they made it, which is 2011.
2011. I'm going to mention the colour of this because I think it's a great name. This colour was called Tangerine Scream.
Nice.
And this version of the Focus ST, this was launched in 2012 originally, and then I think it went for a bit of a facelift like this one looks. But yeah, nice sort of, if you can't go the stretch to a Focus RS, then these are not a bad car at all.
I've never actually asked the difference between an ST and
An RS. The RS is a bit more potent than the ST, but this will still get you down the road, no problem. So ST, I'm sure lots of you watching this video will know, ST actually stands for Sporting Technologies. That was Ford badged it as an ST, and it was a new kind of badge they brought out quite recently really. RS stands for Rally Sport, so that's what they mean. RS is Rally Sport, ST Sporting Technologies. But I love the interior on these as well, particularly it was only on these orange cars that you could have the orange bolsters on these seats. But anybody that's seen the 2012 film The Sweeney with Ray Winston, they did have some pre-production Ford Focus. They weren't actually STs, they were badged as STs, but Ford supplied them. They were black and they had the orange seats, so they were unique because that was never on a production model. It was only on the orange cars that you got the orange seats. 1981. Even these little details are great to see, aren't they? The Hella spot lamp covers. Takes you back, doesn't it?
most of these kits you bought out the auto crash.
Exactly. And you'd spend a Saturday afternoon drilling your brackets or whatever, wouldn't you? So we've got an Escort here. This has got the body kit on it with the wide arches. So we saw the standard RS 2000 earlier with the blue stripes. I don't think this is a genuine one. The stripes look a bit too deep for me, but it's got all the kit on it, certainly.
Van?
Yeah. Mark 4.
Come and knock in when this van's a rocking.
Looks like this one certainly would rock because you've got your bonnet vents from an RS Turbo, so I don't know what sort of engine they've put in that. Whether it's just the bonnet or whether it's tweaked. The old Escort Estate. And yeah, quite a few estate cars we're seeing today because we've got, you might recognise this Cortina Estate here. We saw this on the Whiz Beach Road Run, didn't we?
We did, didn't we? Station wagon.
I think this Escort we saw last year, didn't we? 4x4, yeah. So this is, I think, the RS 2000 4x4. So this is what they call a Mark 5A. I'm going to go down into the little details again. So Escort Mark 5, pretty soon after launch, to try and combat some of the negativity the press gave it, they give it a bit of a minor facelift. And they put this oval grille on the front. That's the main distinguishing feature. I think they changed the rear lights a bit and stuff like that as well. But this is what's known as an Escort Mark 5A because it's basically the facelift. So I can spot someone that I know just here with this black Fiesta. Let's have a chat. So we've got Dave here and we've got Reese. How you doing, Reese? You alright? Nice to see you. Tell us all about this lovely Fiesta of yours, please.
So it runs the Mantune M260 tune. It's got the Pro Alloy intercooler at the front. It's got the Pro Alloy induction kit, stage 3. Revo engine torque mount. And mounting, charge pipe upgrade, which is all underneath.
So that's some serious upgrades you've done to this.
Yeah.
So what brake horsepower is that running now?
This is 260.
260. Let's have a look round this then. So I love the little detail as well, where you've got the little red
Yeah,
axles
the red,
on there.
red detail around all the skirt kit.
It's a very nice set of wheels.
That is.
It's got the gel badges on the centre caps as well.
So what are these wheels? Were they on the ST?
These are the ST3 wheels.
ST3 wheels, sorry, much. So how long have you owned this for?
From new.
From new. And you've done all that work to it since you've had it. So I guess when you bought it, it was just the standard
car,
ST3, yeah.
And then gradually over the years, done more and more to it.
You've certainly looked after it. I love how we've got on the cover there Ford Performance. That's had some serious upgrades, hasn't it?
Another mounting part there.
Yeah. So all these little parts make a big difference.
Yeah.
And I guess you've got upgraded brakes and calipers as well.
Well, I think this runs the standard brakes at the minute.
Does
but
it?
I think Manchin are releasing a big brake kit for this, so that'll be the next.
So that'll be the next upgrade you go
upgrade,
for.
Yeah.
So if anyone's thinking of upgrading a Fiesta, it's a pretty good car to start doing that kind of thing with, isn't it? There's plenty of parts out there to do it.
Would you like me to wrap them, or would you like them wrapped?
Would you like them wrapped? We're going to eat them now, aren't we?
Oh yeah, we're going to eat them straight away.
Right, not self-serviette, it's just the wind's taking them.
Yeah,
so-
thank you.
There's a lot here today, Kev.
A lot of cars here this year. Yeah, we're struggling to get round them all, to be honest.
So we've kind of got the munchies.
Yeah, got a bit hungry, so special shout out to Christine and Barry for the burgers. Lovely, lovely.
And Vivian Hughes bought you a tea.
And thanks very much, Vivian, for the tea.
I'd have had
Needed
one.
that.
I'd have had a tea myself, but I don't drink it. My water's in the car, so I've got to go back. Anyway, I just want to point out these burgers are absolutely lovely, and I was surprised. I was expecting about £20 for 2 burgers. £5 for the pair. Flipping, who is your mate as well?
It's Barry, yeah, Barry who runs the canteen here at TC Harrison, so he's doing a great job today, so thank you very much.
Lovely. After this we'll carry on.
Yeah, we'll eat these and then we'll have another wander around.
See you in a bit.
Where do we start? Where do we start?
At the beginning.
So many cars to look at. I think it's got to be this 2-litre S Capri Mark II. I think this is what they call the JPS colours, John Player Special. It's got the black and gold trim. Now I was talking earlier about seat trim on a Capri. These are hen's teeth seats to try and get these black and gold seats that you find in these. I remember even back in the 90s it was a nightmare trying to find one of these interiors, so I think today it would be virtually impossible to get one. And we've got to talk about this Fiesta. So the XR2 may have been an iconic Fiesta, but this is a Fiesta Super Sport, which in a lot of ways I think is probably cooler. 4 years on the Mark II Cortina before they changed to the Mark III. So it's quite a short production span, really.
This one here has actually been stripped inside. It's some kind of Ford engine, but
it is, but not.
The rocker cover isn't sort of like springing out to me exactly what engine that is.
I know a lot of these have Z-Tech conversions, but it's had quite a bit of modification done on it, hasn't it?
Yeah. You can see the back of the rocker covers is sort of like hitting the bulkhead there.
It is, yeah.
Very tight.
Fiesta. This is a Z-Tech S Anniversary Edition because you've got the black and white checkered roof. So they only made these in 3 colours, red, green or yellow. So it started life as a Thames, the cab, I'm guessing?
Yeah, it's a van and the back is a single cab.
sort of moulded onto it as such. So it's joined just behind that side window.
So the front side window there is that a Ford cargo truck that was from?
Yeah, that was an add-on about 20 something years ago.
Yeah.
The side windows are Mark 1 Escort van, but we've changed them to the Perspex one. So yeah, it was built back in 1980, first time it was
Really?
built. Yeah.
So you've got a whole lift-up body on the back there.
Yeah, it was slightly different back then because we were running in the original engine, original chassis, drivetrain, and then when we changed it, say 25 years ago, we changed the chassis, put a mid-mounted Rival V8 in it, and then changed the axle to the Jag axle at the end, which is a live axle, and then decided to go with the half-leaf springs on the middle axle, airbags for the suspension, and also to collapse so that we can lift them. So everything's air, nice and clean, nice and easy. And then last winter we changed the pickup bed from a tilt to a scissor lift.
Lovely. So a lot of work's gone into that.
Yep. So here we are, 40 odd years later.
Yeah.
But
So-
anyway, it's 25,000 miles from you,
Really?
fully documented. Yeah.
It's rare to see them, isn't it?
It come from somebody you probably heard of, is Ant Anstead.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
we know Ant Anstead from,
Yeah.
from various
And,
TV shows.
Yeah, various TV shows. Yeah, I met him up at Birmingham as well, funny enough, in the spring. And had a little chat with him about this. He was taking questions, up on the stage.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll question him. I said, why didn't you just sympathetically repaint the whole thing rather than leave it like looking like Mr. Blobby, with grey panels here and bits of repairs there? He said, well, he just thought it would be, sympathetic to the car to leave it as standard, what was standard, to leave it,
As it was,
as
yeah.
it was, yeah. Original, more like it,
So this is the original shade of blue. It came out of the factory wearing this
Yeah.
this colour, yeah.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
And I love the little period AA badge as well.
Yeah.
Not something you can really do on modern cars. They don't really have much of a grille now, do they?
No, I suppose you could get a stick on one. I suppose they do those now. They've got double-sided tape on them. And we all had them in the day, My age, I'm sort of 66. When I was in my 20s, I had one as a company van.
Yes.
Everyone had them as company
They were
vans.
everywhere, yeah.
And if you needed a motor to get around in for 6 months, just go and buy one of these for 200 quid.
Yeah.
And then when it broke down, dump it, go off and get another one for another 200 quid. There were so many of them around. And now I think there's something like 14 on the road in the whole of the UK.
14. Yeah, it's frightening.
And that's the 6 and the 8 and the 8s both.
Lovely. Well, thanks for showing it to us and thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, nice to talk.
That's a nice piece of kit you got there, isn't it?
Can you do a wheel spin? Oh, go on, let's see it go. Whee! Excellent. The charging point's over there.
Next to it, don't
You might get a bit of action.
Taxi, now we've got an American police car. Oh yeah, so it says on the back police interceptor. That's what they call them, don't they, in the States? I wonder if that's a Crown Victoria. It might be. So the gentleman with the taxi was telling us the police cars are the shorter wheelbase.
Yeah, that's it. This does look like the same car.
Yeah. That's a fair old bar on the front there, isn't it?
Of course, there's your spotlight for
LED spotlight.
picking out the criminals.
Picking out the perps, the perpetrators. Yeah. Right, viewers, indulge me. We're here with my friend Matt's Ford Escort Eclipse. We did have a look at this at the show last year, but I've got to mention it again because One of these was my first car, so it's very nostalgic for me to see it, and I still think they look fantastic today. Special edition Ford Escort. It was the run-out model of the Mark IV, so it was the last Mark IV, and it had lots of extra features. So yeah, great to see it again today. Matt here spoke about it last time, but yeah, you're quite right.
Yeah, as I was just going to say, sorry, yeah, Flambeau Red was the other one, and this was the Bahama Blue.
Bahama Blue.
And you will know it by the bird watching video or advert on YouTube. Go back and see that.
But yeah, I've just got to talk about this car because that's what it's about, isn't it? The nostalgia. It brings back all the memories. So for me, like Alan loves his Mark III Cortinas because he had those. I have one of these, and I'd quite like one again, to be honest. Lovely car.
I've had to walk past this Mach 1 Mustang again because this is an absolute shining example. We're going to go out on the road in a minute and see if we can catch a few of the cars going by. Quite a few starting to leave, and I want them to put their foot down as they go out the gate.
This is a mission class.
This Mark III I absolutely love this one. Raised rear suspension, wide wheels, rear windaloos.
Right, well, it's near the end of the day. We've just caught up with Mark, so we just thought we'd have a quick chat with him. Mark, what a fantastic show again.
Yeah, very pleased. The weather was kind to us. I think we felt a little bit of showers earlier on, but thankfully it stayed dry. Personally, I'm nearly 15,000 steps into the day, been charging around and on probably my 4th or 5th coffee. But I think based on the feedback and the awards and everything else like that, I think it's gone well. A few things we can learn from, and I think we'll certainly be doing it again, which I think everybody will enjoy. So yeah, look forward to the next one. But very pleased with it, and hope everybody enjoyed.
Fantastic. Well, we've certainly enjoyed it. So thanks very much for
You're
hosting this
welcome.
event.
And good to see you again, mate.
And great to see you.
All right.
Brilliant.
See you soon.
Thank you, Mark. Cheers.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Ooh. Well, Kev, it's certainly been an eventful day.
It has.
There has been so many Ford cars here. My mind is boggling.
Yeah.
But I'm telling you, it's been fantastic. This is our second time here at Oxney Peterborough, TC Harrison, and they've put on one fantastic show.
They have, yeah.
With this year, we've managed to catch a lot of the cars leaving, as you'll notice at the end of this video, with their wheel spinning and really giving it some. We'd like to see that. But yeah, absolutely fantastic. Lovely day.
Brilliant.
My big question is to you, Kev.
Yeah.
You've got to pick two cars this time, your favourite car and a runner-up.
Oh, okay. Well, that's going to be tricky, but I do have two cars in mind. So, okay, runner-up first, yeah?
Yep, runner-up first.
Runner-up, okay. Purely for personal reasons, my runner-up is going to have to be that Bahama Blue Ford Escort Eclipse. As I said on the video earlier, I have one of those as my first car, so fantastic to see one. Brings it all back, and I still wish I had one today. So yeah, Ford Escort Eclipse, runner-up. What about you, Alan?
My runner-up, without a shadow of a doubt, is the Gran Torino. Simple reason behind that, I just like Yank tanks.
Yeah, anyone who's watched all of our show videos will know Alan does love the American cars, and that was a good one. It was a great car.
And I do like the film Gran Torino, Clint Eastwood.
So I guess it comes down to which was our car of the show now then, the first place, yeah?
Yep, do you want to go first or should I go first?
I don't mind. You go first, Alan. What was yours?
Well, mine's obvious. It was the Ford Cortina Mark III, the bronzy one.
The GXL.
Yeah, the GXL with the vinyl roof. The reason behind that, I used to own that exact car, but mine rotted away and has gone to the car graveyard in the sky, so it's long gone now, but that's my favourite car for today. simply for nostalgic reasons.
So yeah, that's a good choice, and I kind of guessed that as soon as I saw that car in the showroom. I thought that's going to be Alan's favourite. So yeah, very good choice.
In actual fact, when I walked in this showroom and I saw that car sat there, I thought that has made my day.
Brilliant.
So Kev,
yes,
it's your turn. Favourite car?
Favourite car? We've seen this car before, but I'm going to give the award to the 1979 Ford Cortina Mark IV 2-litre gear.
Nice one.
It's such an original car. If anyone gets the chance to see that car in real life, please have a look at it. It is absolutely phenomenal. 14,000 miles from new and factory fresh. Never restored, totally original, and that's why it wins my prize. And I have to say, very rare to see a Mark IV Cortina. We've seen a few Mark Vs today, but that was the only Mark IV. So that's my winner, Mark IV Cortina.
Yeah, we actually believe that is the only Mark IV in the country in that kind of condition.
Yeah.
With that 14,000 miles on it from new as well. That is something.
Absolutely amazing.
So I guess it's time to say goodbye.
Yeah, reluctantly we're going to have to call it a day. It has been a great show. Thanks once again for watching.
Yep, thanks everybody. We love the food here to the chef.
Thanks to Barry. Thanks to Barry for the burger. That was brilliant. And also, from a personal note, great to see so many people I used to work with. Great to catch up with them all. So for everyone who stopped to say hello to me, thank you very much. Great to see you all.
Yep, and thanks to TC Harrison for putting this show on. It's been absolutely fantastic, and everybody who's attended, brilliant.
Yeah, very well done.
Very good day. So that's it.
So till the next time.
Do you want to go?
Let's both do it.
Well, you go first.
Me first. See ya.
See ya.